those of us that have had a horse in our life realize the value of a good horse. This is Dad's horse. That little blaze in the forehead, only white on him. He's all almost black, the rest of him. But that horse, I don't know what was wrong with him. He would not let a man ride him unless he had a saddle on. A man had to put the saddle on, and then he could ride. But his dad would come in the evening and pull the saddle. Why, my older brothers and I would jump on the horse and ride around. We'd get 3 or 4 of us on him and just a little pleasure ride in the evening. And that horse was fine with the kids. But I had Dad's youngest brother, who was a few years older than we were. But the horse looked at him and decided he was a man. And when Arthur would try to get on that horse, he'd pitch him. Boy, he'd jump and flare, and Arthur would go flying through the air and get so mad that he couldn't ride that horse barebacked. But all the rest of us did as kids. But Preston McKay, one time talking about the different breeds of horses and their different specialties. And the Arabian horse is known far and wide as one of the fastest breeds. And those who were breeding Arabian horses had a way of training their horses for the brood stock. Now, these are the ones that are going to present them with the future generations of Arabian horses. And they very carefully select which of these are going to be the sire of these colts, the young generation. And the way they would train them is they would pen them and leave them without any food or water for days. Now, a horse can go a few days without water and not get too panicky. But then the trainer would come down with a bucket of oats and a bucket of water. And he'd walk up to the pen where the horses are and reach in and set down the bucket of oats and the bucket of water. And the horses would come running. And then another trainer over on the other side of the corral would call the horses' names. Hammer! The horses that ran for the oats and the water were called out. The ones that obeyed the call of their name and headed for the other trainer, regardless of how hungry or thirsty they were, those were kept as breeding stock. They had learned obedience. Obedience even in severe situations. Obedience above lust for your own well-being. Obedience rather than lust for food or water. Obedience, the true measure of a great horse. That might have some relationship to us if we're willing to obey, even when it might be uncomfortable. It might be costly if we heed the counsel and obey in every situation. God bless you.